Coming to you from the Ultra Staff Studios in Chicago, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network with your host, Bob Petke. Hello, staffing friends, and welcome to another episode of the Staffing Buzz Network. I am your host, Bob Petke, here of the Staffing Buzz Network. I am also the Chief Sales Officer here. A lot of here's today so far. Here at the Automated Business Designs. We are that full service front and back office ATS CRM solution with just some really cutting edge AI technology that's built into our platform that's helping people find candidates faster, getting the right people more effectively and efficiently the first time, working on ways to decrease turnover, create longevity, and be able to have some client retention and get some more orders in your business. So would love to talk to you about that. And perhaps we can, because good segue, I will be at the Midwest Staffing Conference, which is April 22nd and 23rd at the Drury Lane in Oak Brook. And it's going to be a tremendous event. A wealth of knowledge, and we've got some speakers that are going to be there and some different breakout sessions. If you haven't registered already, make sure you go to isssaworks.com. That's isssaworks.com to go ahead and get yourself registered for this star-studded event. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to rub shoulders with people just like you and learn a little bit more about what makes the staffing world go round, learn how you can be more successful, get a chance to see some potential business partners or maybe some partners that you already have in the industry. And like I said, today's going to be a special podcast because we have with us a featured speaker, Maureen, or as I like to call her, Mo O'Brien, is going to be joining us on the podcast as she comes to screen. And as she does that, I'm going to go through her bio real quick. So a little bit about Mo. Mo is a leadership speaker. She's a best-selling author and the founder of the Global Wisdom and Leadership Forum. A business owner for over 3 decades and a cancer survivor, Mo brings a deep human perspective to leadership. Her work centers on the relationship advantage, helping leaders in people-driven industries build trust, resilience, and sustainable success when certainly it's not guaranteed. Mo, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Mo, what else can you tell us about you that I couldn't get in 5 sentences or less?
Yeah, probably people will want to get a snack. I am the mother of 4. I have 10 grandkids. I know it's impossible when you look at me because I'm so incredibly young looking. I have owned a construction company for 40 years that I just sold last year in tandem with the leadership company that I own. And frankly, I'm not a speaker first. I'm a leader first. And so, yes, I speak as part of the work that I do, but I want to be very clear that, my primary lane is not speaking. My primary lane is helping people understand how to live into their fullest potential in sales and in leadership.
Everybody can call themselves a leader, but Mo, I'm going to put you on the spot. You talk about how you are a leader first. Talk a little bit about that.
So for me, leadership is about being intentional.
Yes.
And being very strategic around understanding that people are your greatest resource. And I think we forget that sometimes, especially in the tough times. For me, leadership means listening first and then taking action and being intentional about all of that and being transparent about that. I have been a leader for my entire life. And, I think that it's a decision also. It's not just something that happens, although I think that all of us are called to be leaders. I mean, my God, you better be leading your own life or I don't know what you're doing. And I think that it's about being authentic and really being who you are so that people can know and understand what it is you're trying to do.
No, it's phenomenal. And, right off the bat, I'm thinking about leaders and really being somebody who was groomed and grew up in the staffing industry. Why do you think leaders in the staffing industry should attend the Midwest Staffing Conference this year?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I think that always you want to be learning. And you can't do that in a bubble. You have to do that with other people, with people who know more than you do. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, frankly. You want to be always learning. And so I think that things are changing so rapidly, in terms of technology. AI is coming. You can't close your eyes to that. We're going to be talking about that. I think to have a chance to learn from people in 3 other states that are going to be in that room and find out what are they doing, how are they doing the things that they're doing. I'm a huge proponent of stealing ideas. So if somebody is doing something that is working tremendously well, I want to hear it. Why try to reinvent the wheel if somebody is already doing something that's working well? I think there are just so many that not be a tragedy in your decision in this industry.
Mo, you're glitching out on us a little bit. Are you still there? Mo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you glitched out on us for a little bit. Let's just keep rolling along here. And, you talk about the relationship advantage. And, and why is it especially relevant in people-driven industries, staffing, forefront?
Well, first of all, you're in the people business, and so am I. I don't care what it is that you say you're selling or what it is that you say you're leading. We're in the people business. And so I think that focusing on the relationship first creates success. This is what I know to be true after 40 years of doing this. If you focus on the relationship, the revenue will follow. And so again, that really means showing up with intention, focusing on the needs of the person that you're trying to serve. And we forget that sometimes, right? Especially in tough times. I think we start to think about our needs and what we have to do and the goals we have to make and the quotas we got to make. And so one of the things that I like to talk about a lot is shifting your chair. So if you imagine what you see right now and what I see right now are very different, right? Because we're not looking in the same direction. But if I am willing to shift my chair to your side of the table and see the world the way that you see it, my ability to be in relationship with you and to really attend to your needs will increase ridiculously. And that works in your professional life as well as your personal life.
Well, it's, you talk about relationships, but you also, as we first got started, talked about AI. And all of a sudden, especially in the staffing world, and everybody's like, you can't go a day without hearing it 10 times. And, in a world where AI is rapidly transforming staffing, what remains uniquely human? And why does this still matter?
It's a great question. And here's the real answer. AI is a tremendous tool, but it will never replace the relationship or people. So if you look at it as something in your toolkit from my construction days. If you think about it as something that you can utilize to do some of the things that you don't really need to have touch on, that's such an asset because it frees you up to do the people stuff, which is really where you need to be and what you want to do. I think for me, I will tell you that when AI came into my life, I was a little bit afraid of it. And I almost did, some Irish get up where I'm not doing that. People are what matter. And what I've learned is that now I use ChatGPT almost every day of my life to help me communicate better. It can help me find the people that I'm looking for and can source so that I don't have to do that, which is a wonderful tool. So those are the kinds of things. I'm not an AI expert, and I would never be so arrogant as to pretend that I am, but there will be AI experts in the room. How great to be able to access those people and learn, how do I use this to my advantage?
Let's stay here for a minute, right? So we talk about utilizing it, not replacing people. How can leaders thoughtfully integrate AI while preserving trust with candidates and clients and people on their internal teams?
I think that you want to be really careful about the way you're utilizing AI. And I think that that's got to be a personal decision. I think that you have to be strategic about what am I willing to hand off to AI and what am I not. I had a really wise leader say to me one time, which has been very helpful in my professional life, only do the things that need to be done by you. And so I think to discern that in your own business, to understand what does that mean, what are those things that can only be done by me, that's where you have to start.
Okay. So let's segue back to those personal relationships and having the personal touch. What roles does trust play in attracting and retaining both talent with clients in today's staffing environment?
Yeah, trust is everything.
Yeah.
Period.
Without trust, you don't have anything, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You don't have a relationship if you don't have trust. I actually just got off a call with a major corporation where I'm going to work with some of their people. And they were talking with me about some of the things that have happened in the last year. Trust has been lost and it's killing their business. So trust is everything, and what happens for us as leaders is sometimes we feel like, well, this information might be hard, so I'm not, I'm going to be careful about what I say. Of course, you have to discern the things that are the right things and the things that are not. But what you have to do is trust your people also. And you have to trust that they can take the truth. And actually, people will work better when they know the truth and trust you're telling the truth.
Oh, I could not agree more with that. And, trust is a key component, especially when you look at the evolution of how, what the workforce looks like. For example, you've got leaders that are trying to strengthen relationships when so much of today's talent and staffing, folks are working in an environment. It could be remote as well. It could be hybrid. Talk about that type of trust. Talk about that type of relationship.
So I work with a lot of organizations that have hybrid workers, and it's a little tougher. It is. What it means, though, is that your communication and your touch, your level of touch, with people who are not in the room with you has to increase. And what you have to do is ensure that you are every single day doing all of the things that you can do to build trust with those folks so that they feel as though they are in the room. That's your job as a leader. And ask them, how can I help you to feel that you are right here with us and that you matter? Because you do, and you are. And so what do you need from me in order to feel like you are connected here? Sometimes we think these are like the soft skills with folks that it's too touchy-feely, that's absolutely false. These things that we talk about as the soft skills are actually the hardest skills because they're human-centric, because you pay attention, yes, to the task, but to the person who's delivering on the task.
So you look at leadership, right? And you look at organizations who, are trying to do the best they can, and nobody's perfect, but at the same time, sometimes mistakes are right out there, right in front of them. So what is one leadership mistake you see organizations make when they are claiming to be people first?
Yeah, I think you just demonstrated it. They are claiming to be people first. It's a really nice sentiment that's written on the wall somewhere in their office, but the behavior doesn't follow it. And that will kill an organization. Maya Angelou has a quote that I absolutely love. She says, when people show you who they are, believe them. So whatever it is that's nice, that nice sentiment that you have on your wall about how you're a people first organization, show that.
Show them.
Live that. Be that.
It's like that guy Rod Stidwell from the movie Jerry Maguire. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to give you a quote. Show me the money.
Mm-hmm.
Show me the money. It's the same thing, right? Show me, right? You can put words on the wall. You can come up with beautiful emails and slogans and even marketing pieces crafted and drafted around that. But what an excellent point, Mo, that, show, demonstrate, do what you say as you do. It's a lot of the same colloquialisms that we've used for years, right? But it's front and center and it's real.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I've picked up on you through our conversations that we've had is, what you get with Mo is what you see is what you get, right? And I think so people are going to be excited to see that when they get a chance to spend some time with you. I'm going to ask you another question here. Is like, what does, and maybe, we've talked about it a little bit already, but kind of maybe a chance to double click on it. What does people first leadership actually look like in practice? Because, it's not just a theory. So what does it look like in practice? And like I said, we may have talked about this already, but this is a chance for you to double click on it and maybe give us a little bit more of your wisdom.
Well, certainly all leaders have metrics. They have goals. They have things that they have to meet. And it's not easy. It certainly is not easy to be a leader. Where the disconnect happens is when those things that are primarily head things are disconnected from the heart part. So I like to talk a lot about the 18-inch vertical drop. The best leaders incorporate the 18-inch vertical drop from head to heart. So yes, we're working towards the same goal. This matters for us. What also matters is you. You who work with me, you who work for me. We're doing this together. And so in practice, what it looks like is demonstrating the 18-inch vertical drop.
I was measuring it off here, Mo. I don't know if you saw me actually measure it off.
I saw you. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I just want to let the record show that I did measure off 18 inches, and I did not perform the vertical drop, but we'll learn more about that. April 23rd, live on stage in front of a staffing audience. And then you're also going to be on a sales panel, and we'll spend some time together on that. But let's talk about your message, right? You're going to get people are going to come into a room, you're going to spend some time with them, then they're going to leave, right? And in between the time that you walked in and got on stage and got introduced and gave your message and walked out, what are you hoping that attendees walk away with after your session at the conference, April 23rd, Oak Brook, Drury Lane?
Yeah. Implementable actions. Like, one of the things that really matters to me, because I'm a business person and a leader first, is that there's ROI, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is costing you to be in that room. So what's the ROI from being there? I don't want to be that gal that feels a little bit like eating a rice cake for lunch. You know, in 45 minutes, like, did I have lunch? I don't want to be that gal. I want to actually give people things that they can use tomorrow or later that day. And here's the other thing that happens. First of all, I am day 2. So people probably will be a little bit tired. They may have had some socializing the night before. Maybe they will have gotten some bad ice, you know, not feeling 100%. Who knows? So I want to ensure that I am delivering information, inspiration, and tools for implementation. That's key, because that creates real ROI. And the other thing that I'm going to encourage people, I see this every time when I go to speak. There'll be people, especially in the front row, and they'll be taking copious notes, right? They're like 25 pages of notes, and they're so excited and they can't wait. And they go back to their office, and it gets on their desk, and it gets covered with all of the work that has to be done this afternoon. And then it's lost. And I'm going to give you nuggets along the way. Well, what I want people to do is pick one thing that they're going to do and actually implement. Because what happens is people come to sessions like that. First of all, they come not prepared, right? They've done no investigating on who's going to be there or what it is that they want to learn. That's on us. You know, like, doing the pre-work is really important to getting something from these sessions. I can't tell you the number of times where I say to people, you know, what are you hoping to have happen? And in fact, in the interviews that I've done, I've asked that question, like, what are you hoping happens when you're at this conference? And people say, well, I hope I learned something. Okay, well, could you give me a little more information? Like, what's the one thing you're looking to learn? Because nobody can really help you, excuse me, unless they understand what it is that you're looking for. And so there's a responsibility as an attendee also, I think, to take a look at who's going to be there and how can they help me. And so once you get all the information, what's the one thing you're actually going to do? Because 80% of the people in that room will do nothing. I want to increase that percentage.
So, Mo, you did your due diligence, and let's have a little bit of fun, because through that process, you came up with a top 10 reasons why somebody should attend the Midwest Staffing Conference. So, Mo O'Brien, take it away.
Okay. Remember David Letterman when he would do the top 10 list? Well, this is just like that. Number 10, because staying the same is not a growth strategy. So if you're feeling stuck or fried or just exhausted, this is your reset button. Number 9, because staffing is not for amateurs. You know, your resilience, your grit, your emotional intelligence, and occasionally deep breathing, you deserve to be in a room where people are professionals and are trying to drive results. And that's going to be here. Number 8, because your next breakthrough isn't going to come from your inbox. It's going to come from being with people in the room. And, maybe that'll be over a cup of coffee, or maybe it'll be with a drink. And I can tell you, good news, bad news. Bad news is there's a 1 drink maximum. Good news is Laura Source, who always has your back, decided on the size of the cups. It's all good. Number 7, because AI is here, and yes, we're going to talk about it.
Sure.
Got to do it. Got to have a conversation. Got to understand it. Got to learn it. It's not going away. Number 6, because relationships are still the currency. This is the beginning of everything. Technology moves fast, of course. Trust moves fast. Trust moves businesses. And this is a place to close deals, to understand how to close deals, to understand who's doing what and how they're doing it. Relationships are still the currency.
We're on our top 5. Bring it home, Mo.
Okay. Because leadership in 2026 looks different than it did in 1995 or 2015 or even 2025. And if you think it doesn't, you're adorable. But you're wrong. So come and find out what leadership looks like in 2026. Because you need fresh thinking. Of course you do. You're only one brain. There are going to be 300 plus brains in that room. Plus, did you even look at the list of the agenda of who's speaking? Like, you have about 20 gurus there. They're going to be offering their wisdom. Where else can you get that for the dollars that you're going to spend? Talk about ROI. You need fresh thinking. Got to be there. Number 3, because you'll sharpen your skills in leadership, sales, and recruiting. There are 3 lanes. All are important. Each person in my mind is in leadership. Each person in my mind is in sales. And each person in my mind is in recruiting. This is a giant opportunity for you to learn about your craft. Number 2, because someone in the room is waiting to meet you. That's me and Bob. We want to meet you. We want to learn your story. We want to learn from you. And if you're not there, you'll deny us that opportunity. So we're looking forward to meeting you. And number 1.
That's a bad drum roll. Let's go.
Because you will go from meh to marvelous. This is your big opportunity. You got to take it. We'll see you there.
That's great. Look at that little picture there in the corner. I'm going to get the little.
Yeah, see, that's very good. Yeah.
Often replicated, never duplicated. Mo O'Brien, we are glad that you're going to be with us. I'm excited to spend some time with you. And remember, check out Mo's message. I think that's first thing on that April 23rd. So until then, my friend, we look forward to hearing your message with great anticipation. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Thanks.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks. Maureen O'Brien, another reason why to attend the Midwest Staffing Conference. Again, April 22, April 23. You can enroll at isssaworks.com. That's isssaworks.com. Once you get there, look on the links, get yourself registered. There's still time to do it. There's still time to do it and get there. And when you're there, don't forget to stop by and say hi to us at Automated Business Designs. I will be there with some of the folks from our team. We're going to be so excited to meet you. And if you haven't done so already, take a look at our software, our front office, back office, ATS, CRM. It's a full service solution, guys. And it's just a great way to just drive your business and increase your odds of being successful at what you do. One more reason to attend the Midwest Staffing Conference. So until next time, everybody, thanks for being here on the Staffing Buzz Network. I am Bob Petke signing off, and we will see you soon. Thanks.